Hey everybody, it's time for Teesha on the tube. Teesha on the tube. Teesha on the tube. Teesha on the tube. My Millie Rock is not sturdy because I don't Millie Rock. Once again, let me turn this fan off. I always forget to turn it off, so. Well, I usually remember, but tonight I'm tired. I forgot to turn it off. What up, doe? How was everybody's Labor Day? Mine was pretty cool. I was very happy to rep my Honduran flag for my catrachas. But yeah, this is Trending with Teesha. I know, well, with the holiday throwing everything off for me, this is pretty much like a late upload. I want to try and upload the Trending with Teesha's more so on a Tuesday than a Wednesday, but you know, there's an exception because it's a lot going on this week. You know, Labor Day was Monday, so I couldn't really do much. I couldn't really record it yesterday, so I'm recording today, and I'll just talk about what's been going on within the past 7 days, what's been trending in the news a bit. If there's any stories here that I have not mentioned, you know, feel free, put it in the comments below. I'll discuss it with you in the comments or whatever. I'll, you know, bring it up in the next Trending with Teesha, whatever. So the main thing that's been trending this week is the whole Hurricane Dorian. I think it was a Category 4 storm at first, and it was said that it was heading towards the Carolinas and Florida, but then it changed directions and shifted to Bahamas. Bahamas got it the worst, and people lost a lot of stuff. So I hate hurricanes. I hate hurricane season because anytime I like hear hurricanes, I'm always thinking about Katrina and Sandy and all of that. And usually New York, we don't really get hurricanes like that. Like I think Sandy and Irene were the worst hurricanes that we had, but Irene was like a prelude to Sandy. Sandy was way worse than Irene. Like to this day, they're still fixing subway lines in New York because of Hurricane Sandy. And but Hurricane Dorian pretty much destroyed parts of Bahamas, and it's uber sad. Like I hate to hear about hurricanes and people having to prepare for a hurricane and power outages and being stranded, and it's just a mess. But last I heard, Hurricane Dorian is now a Category 2. It might still be headed towards Florida, but I don't think it'll be as intense as it was in the Bahamas. So my prayers are up for everybody that has to weather the hurricane and deal with it or whatever, because I do know a few people that live in Florida, and I'm just praying that they're okay in the hurricane. Like, it's, you know, I'm praying. And if anything is needed, I have no problem donating, sending, because that's what I do, period. I donate stuff all the time. I wouldn't mind sending care packages. I wouldn't mind doing any of that. So prayers up to all of those weathering this hurricane, and I hope it just comes and goes, because so Megan Thee Stallion was on the Shade Room, and she was studying or whatever on she was studying like on her computer or whatever. Somebody recorded her, and now they're saying that it's called, I think, either Hot Nerd Semester or Hot Girl Semester. So like it's a thing, you know, even though Megan Thee Stallion is a rapper, she is in school taking classes or whatever to get her degree, which kudos to her. That's a wonderful thing that she's doing, because, you know, I'm pretty sure she has little girls looking up to her who might not think that school is for them or whatever, you know. So it's really good that she's being a role model in that sense. I think it's adorable. So, you know, shouts out to her. Like, she's very likable. That I'm seeing, like, you know, I don't want to compare her to anybody or whatever, but she's very likable. I like her so far, and I'm with it because I'm trying to go back to school. Look, I'm trying to have me a hot nerd semester, if not for the fall, the spring. But I'm trying to take my ass back to school. Okay. So T.I. said on also the Shade Room that he would be coming out with a podcast. Ooh, excuse me. That he will be coming out with a podcast called ExpediTIously. And that is T.I.'s favorite word, most famous word. Everybody loves to hear him say expeditiously. So a lot of people are going to compare a lot of people are comparing his podcast to that of Joe Budden's podcast because he pretty much said that they'll be discussing everything. You know, I think it's dope. Like, I'm noticing a lot of artists are taking to podcasts and stuff like that where they could get real raw and uncut. I don't see a problem with it. And I love T.I.'s wordplay. Like, that is an educated man. That man be using big ass words and expeditiously, because that's how he says it, expeditiously. I think it would be a dope podcast because, like I said, his wordplay is everything. T.I. has a very big vocabulary. I could listen to that man talk forever. And I would not get tired of hearing him talk. So, shouts out to him. I would listen to the podcast because I love T.I. T.I. is one of my favorite rappers. So, remember last week when I was talking to you guys about the Power theme song or whatever? So 50 Cent got tired of hearing us bitch and whine about the Power theme song with Trey Songz, and he has decided to put the original theme song on for episode 3. Yeah! We did it, Power fans. We did it. We did it. We did it. Dust your shoulders off. Pop your collar. No, I didn't really have a problem with the Power theme song with Trey Songz. I love Trey Songz. He can sing his face off. I love him as a singer. Kudos to him. I just feel like the Power theme song goes with the show. Power is if you have not watched Power, which by this time everybody should watch Power. If you didn't, okay, it might not be your thing. Power is a show about the drug business in New York, and it's pretty much about a guy who's a former drug pusher turned businessman, and he's trying to get out of the drug game, but he can't because of what it's tied to. So it's like Trey Songz' version of Big Rich Town sounds too upbeat. Power is not an upbeat show. Like, there's barely any comedic relevance to anything. There's barely any happy endings. Joe's version of Big Rich Town sounds very gritty. Like, the notes, Joe, they say this is a big rich town, versus Trey Songz, they say this is a big rich town. I just come from the poorest part. He sounds happy. Whereas Joe is like, they say this is a big rich town. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, he sounds... You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a difference in tone. Trey Songz' version is too R&B and happy for me. Stick with Joe. This is the final season. Don't change nothing. Leave it. We like it how it is. So thank you, 50 Cent. Thank you for listening to all of us Power fans. Thank you, because we did not ask for this. Thank you. So, I saw on Google somewhere, I forgot where I was looking, but at one point in Boerum Hill in Brooklyn, the street was covered in raw chicken. I don't understand how that could be, but you know, Boerum Hill is a gentrified area. Need I say more? Because if that happened in a black area, guaranteed there would not be no raw chicken on the street. We love us some chicken. We love chicken. We ain't gonna waste chicken like that, okay? Alright? People of color, you know what I'm talking about. Not a racist thing, it's just a thing. We like chicken. Wouldn't be no way that there would not be no raw chicken on the ground in the streets of East New York, Brownsville, Crown Heights, okay, there would not be no raw chicken on no ground. There'd be chicken bones, but no raw chicken. So I'm like, that's a little weird. And it's kind of like not really explainable of how the chicken got there. I think it fell off a truck or something like that. But even then, I'm like, say, I just got mad raw chicken on the ground. Nobody gonna clean that up. You know, sanitation, anybody? Weird. Okay, whatever. So, oh God. Okay, so Janelle Eason and her husband David Eason from Teen Mom 2. David lost custody of his son in June. As far as I know, Janelle and David lost custody of their kids months ago. Like literally after Teen Mom 2, the most recent season went off the air. They lost custody of their kids. I'm not surprised, because if you watch Teen Mom, I mean, I'm way more familiar with Teen Mom 2 than I am with Teen Mom OG, because I'm familiar with Chelsea, Kaylin, Janelle, and Leah. And then they added Brianna, which they could have kept her. But Janelle has been a firecracker since 16 and Pregnant. Her episode of 16 and Pregnant. And that girl is... she is like a hopeless romantic, and she just gets herself into these situations that are like crazy. So she's been, I think this is her second marriage, but like she's always hopping from relationship to relationship. Like she's never been single. And that's what I peeped about Janelle. Like, at least with these other girls, like Chelsea waited to date. Chelsea took care of her business. Chelsea went to school, got a good paying job, wasn't really dating. Like she went on a couple of dates here and there, but it wasn't anything serious. And then she met her husband Cole, and now here they are, 2 kids in their marriage, 3 if you include Aubrey. He adopted Aubrey, you know, stuff like that. Leah was married twice, but she her and Corey are getting along. Her and Jeremy are trying to work their situation out. Even at one point they were trying to rekindle their romance, but she was married both times to them. She has twins with Corey, and she has a daughter with Jeremy or whatever, and she's been dating, but it's been nothing serious. Kaylin was married as well, and she had she got Isaac. Then she got Isaac with Joe, and then she had Lincoln with Javi. And then when her and Javi broke up, she met this next guy and was, I guess, dating him and had a baby with him or whatever. But she's pretty much single, trying to figure her stuff out. She got businesses going, all types of stuff. So a lot of these girls are actually putting their businesses and their like parenting and all of that, like they're prioritizing that. Janelle has always been running after men for as long. She was running after Andrew. Andrew didn't want no parts of Jace. So because Janelle was not in the right place to take care of Jace, she gave up her rights to her mom so that she could get herself together. Then she was messing with Kiefer, who was a terrible boyfriend. He was the one that had her on drugs doing stupid stuff. Then she was messing with somebody named Gary, and she got pregnant by him, but she left him alone. Then she was messing with somebody named Cortland. I think she was married to him but divorced him because she got pregnant or something like that. Then she met Nathan. I'm probably missing a boyfriend, but I'm just saying who I remember because she hops from man to man. She met Nathan. Her and Nathan had a crazy behind relationship. They had Kaiser. They were engaged, but they broke up because their relationship was crazy. Then after Nathan came David, and she rushed into it with David, got married to David, got pregnant by David. Now she has 3 kids, plus David's daughter and son, I think. Unless, yeah, I think he has a daughter and a son from previous relationships, but I don't know. But I am not at all surprised that they lost custody of their kids, because David is, I don't care, I think David is abusive. And I think that's part of the reason why MTV chose to stop filming with Janelle, because, well, David said some homophobic remarks on Twitter. That's why MTV stopped filming Janelle and David. Every time David came, they had to shut down production. They could not film with him. So that pretty much took a toll on Janelle and her filming during the season or whatever. So right after the season finished airing, that's when like news was breaking out that Janelle and David lost custody of all of the kids. Like, they don't have any of the kids. So I'm not at all surprised that he lost custody of his kids. I feel like they are like, and their relationship is terrible. Janelle needs to get out, but she's so used to this pattern of behavior, she does not know what real love actually is. And it's like her mom tries to help her, but her mother is, in a sense, an enabler too. Because she did what she could to help Janelle through it. Janelle didn't really want to deal with her or whatever, so Barbara would always cry to Janelle, argue with Janelle, nitpick at Janelle or whatever, but she would also let Janelle get away with a lot of stuff. Now, if Janelle was a black child and her mama was black, Janelle wouldn't be going through half the stuff that she go through. Okay? But it just it just is what it is, and I'm honestly not at all surprised that they don't have custody of their kids, because their relationship is a hot mess. And I don't even know if she's gonna be on next season of Teen Mom 2, because from what I heard, they fired her or she quit or something like that because they can't film with David. So I don't know. We'll just have to see when the next season airs. But yeah, as far as I know, he lost custody of his son, and I'm like, okay. So final season of Empire comes on this month, and because of the whole situation with Jussie Smollett, Jussie Smollett, as Dave Chappelle said, he is completely scrapped from the final season of Empire. I am bothered by that because Jamal was a fan favorite, and it just really sucks that that whole situation with Jussie went down. And even, I done read all the details about it. To this day, I'm still not understanding what the hell went wrong. Like, was he lying? What's the truth? Why would he do this if it was a lie? Like, it's so many questions I still have, even though the answers are pretty much there. I just can't bring myself to believe that Jussie Smollett would do something like that. Pretty much lie because he wanted a raise on Empire, so he lied and made up a fake homophobic attack on himself, and just a whole bunch of craziness. And like the city of Chicago, the Chicago Police Department wants to sue him for making a false police report or whatever. So because of that, he scrapped out of the final season of Empire, and that completely sucks because Jussie Smollett is a fan favorite. I have loved Jussie Smollett on Empire. I love Jamal's character. I love his voice. I love his acting. I love Jussie Smollett. So it sucks. And then this might put, it's gonna haunt him for the rest of his life if he goes, because after Empire, what are you gonna do? So if he tries and he goes to get another acting gig, they're gonna be like, oh, well, you're the one that lied or whatever and said that this dude, we don't want to hire you. So that's kind of sad, and I just hope all of this could be resolved. It just really, honestly, and truly sucks that he's not going to be on this season. It sucks, but I'll be reviewing the final season. I ain't going to be happy about it, but I'll review it. So I was reading, I need water. Get my water. I'm thirsty. So I was reading on the Shade Room, because I love the Shade Room. I stay on the Shade Room. That Hosea Chanchez, who was Malik Wright on the show The Game, he reveals that he was raped at age 14. So he pretty much like he pretty much told his story of what happened and what led up to the whole rape and everything. And he even called out his rapist and said, you know, that you're a predator and you're a disgusting human being. And I'm going to speak my truth for victims out there who are afraid to speak up. And I honestly applaud him for being brave enough to speak up, because there are a lot of victims out there who are afraid to speak up because, you know, for fear of, you know, what people do when you say you were raped or you were molested or sexually assaulted. Like, the first thing people say is, well, why did it take so long for you to say something? Or well, you gotta be lying, or that happened so long ago it's irrelevant. It does not matter how long ago it happened. It does not matter. It does not matter the time, because a lot of times when children are raped or molested, they know in their minds that it's not right, but they don't know what to do about it. And then you have people who are predators and pedophiles who will intimidate you and say, if you tell anybody, this is what's going to happen. So they keep it quiet, and then it becomes a suppressed memory. So, but it spills out into your adult life. I can totally relate. So I applaud him for being brave enough to let that go, because I'm sure that's a heavy burden. And I applaud him for speaking for the males, because men don't even realize that they get molested too. Like, even if it's a situation where you have a babysitter, and because, you know, with men it's like, oh, I lost my virginity at this age, I was 12 and she was 20. That's rape. You know, that's molestation. Men don't realize that. Men feel like, yeah, that's a notch under my belt, I'm a man now. That's rape. And it's really sad that it's glorified and that it's okay. And it happens more often than we would like to admit. And I really would like, I mean, I know it happens in all races, but black community, we have to stop sweeping shit under the rug. We have to. We have to stop sweeping mental illness under the rug. We have to stop sweeping rape under the rug. We have to stop sweeping generational curses. We have to stop sweeping them things under the rug, and we have to start tackling them one by one. This way we can have a peace of mind. This is why so many of us are walking around here with cancer, diabetes, heart failure, heart disease. Well, you can't walk around with heart failure, it's pretty much death. But we're walking around with all of these ailments because we're not taking care of ourselves and we're not being honest. We have to stop sweeping stuff under the rug. And I will personally be an advocate for, I'm already an advocate for mental health. Everybody knows how strongly I feel about mental health. I will be an advocate for victims of domestic violence because I witnessed it growing up. Victims of molestation because I know people who were molested. I'm not ready to say it yet, but I know people who were molested. I know people who are victims of domestic violence. I am an advocate for all of that. And I need for us to stop sweeping stuff under the rug. Get out of the mentality of what goes on in this house stays in this house. Granted, not everybody's supposed to be in your business. Granted, but rape culture, domestic violence, mental illness, hell yeah, speak up. Speak the fuck up. Excuse my language, but it's enough is enough. Enough is enough. So, with that being said, Hosea Chanchez, I highly doubt you'll ever watch this video. I applaud you for being the voice of any child or any adult, any human being, period, for speaking about your situation as a child. If I could, I would hug 14-year-old you and tell you that everything is okay. So I applaud you for getting rid of that burden and going on with your life. Okay? I applaud you, my guy. So that's all I gotta say for that. Heavy topic, but everything that I said needs to be said. So moving on, Malik Yoba says he loves all women, including trans women. I read what he said. I didn't really get to read what his children said pertaining to that, but I read his message and I understood his message. You know, everybody took that to mean, well, oh, he likes trans women, or oh, it is 2019, people. It's 2019. People like what they like. People like what they like. There are so many titles to stuff nowadays. It's ridiculous. But my thing is, let people like what he like. If the man likes trans women, that is his business. Let me tell you something. He is one of not that many men who will openly admit that they like trans women. There are straight men walking around here right now claiming that they like women, but on the side are messing with trans women, on the side are messing with gay men. So Malik Yoba openly says that he likes trans women. I don't see what the hell the problem is. It's a respect factor. I don't care if you don't believe in transgender, cisgender, gender fluid, the LGBTQ community. Great for you. I'm not gonna sit up here and judge you for not, agreeing with their beliefs and how they live their lives, because everything is not for everybody. However, there needs to be a respect factor. If a person feels like, oh, I identify as this, respect them to call them what their preferred pronouns. Because I see it a lot. People are like, well, you were born a man, so you're a man to me. But if that person is saying, yes, I was born a man, but I would prefer to be called a woman. I would prefer to be called she, her. I would respect that. That's the problem with the community. That's the problem with the world as a whole. We have no respect for each other's differences, and it's disgusting. Like I said, I understand. It might not be your cup of tea. You might not understand it, but respect it. That's all. That's all. So who really cares? Okay, Malik Yoba, you are the first of, like I said, not that many who will admit that they like trans women. They are drawn to trans women. That's your business. That's your business. I didn't see anything wrong with what he said. I understood the message wholeheartedly. I understood everything that he was saying. Who are me to judge? Okay? Have at it, Malik Yoba. But people need to stop putting labels on people. Oh, if he messes with a trans person, he's gay, he's this. That's his business. What he eats don't make you shit. Mind your business. Moving on. Last story I want to talk about is, Labor Day literally just passed, and I live in the hood in Brooklyn, and some big shootout occurred in this area, and it was crazy. Like, all I heard was sirens and whatnot, and literally the shootout ended a block or so after my block or something like that. But it was like a masked gunman. He had like a shootout with the cops, and they were chasing him and looking for him. It was helicopters, all of that. The shootout pretty much happened like maybe a block or two away from where I live. And they don't really understand. They don't really know why he was masked. They don't know why he was shooting. I just know that I think they shot him, and then they transported him to the hospital, and he died of his injuries at the hospital. So I know before I was going to the parade yesterday, I know that I was with my brother and we were going to get gas, and they had the whole part of like Howard and I think that's Dumont. They had that part like blocked off, and all the news trucks was there, and I'm like, this is bananas. So it's a sad situation. I mean, it's really nothing new to me. I always expect craziness around Labor Day time. I don't know why, but it's always crazy around this time. Like, it's always shootings, it's always, but I mean, it just, at this point I'm like immune to it. Like, it doesn't really surprise me anymore at this point, but it's just a sad situation, and I pray for better days. That's pretty much it. But it was like really crazy. Like, the Citizen app on my phone was going crazy, and it was just it was a lot. So I mean, unfortunately, the shooter, well, I'm not gonna say unfortunately, because it's fortunate, he could have hurt somebody, but I don't know. But he died in the shootout, and I think like about 6 officers or something, I think, were injured or something. I don't remember. But yeah, it was crazy. I'm just, I'm just grateful that nobody was seriously hurt. Like, nobody else died in the shootout. But that's pretty much all I have for trending with Teesha this week. Thank you so much for tuning in. If my energy is a little low, it's because I'm tired. But tired or not, consistency. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, tell a friend about Teesha on the tube, Teesha on the tube, Teesha on the tube. I am a goofball. I said I was tired, right? Here I am singing. But yeah, you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I will see you next time for Growing Up Hip Hop New York, episode 2 at Fishbowl Fridays on Friday. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you and I love you. Until next time.